Good evening and welcome to the December 13th. If you would please stand, Councilman Burton is going to lead us in the flag salute.
Please place your right hand on your heart and move your hands. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. We have a very special presentation this evening. We have our Chino Valley Community Chorus. It's going to do some entertaining with some holiday songs for us. Yay! It's our favorite time.
Hello. My name is Rebecca Gordon. I'm the director of the Chino Valley Community Chorus, and we're very happy to be able to sing a few holiday songs for you. We are going to start with a jazzy version of I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Jazzy, all right.
Our second song will be a Caribbean calypso. It's called See the Baby, and we'll have on percussion Glenn and Roz.
See the baby sleeping in the manger. Peace, peace on earth. Heaven's home came down to earth a stranger. Peace,
One more, Rebecca.
One more, okay. All right, we don't want to, we're at our welcome. The last song is a mystery. It is called Who Put the Presents Under the Tree? Thank you so much. It's always fun for us to come and sing for you. Thank you very much, Mayor, and all of you.
Well, thank you for
Council.
being here this evening. I think for all of us, it's our favorite meeting. Have a Merry Christmas, all of you. And we'll see you at the tree lighting. We're going to have a quick recess to allow the choir to exit. Okay, our first ceremonial this evening will be recognizing the Chino Youth Museum's 25th anniversary. I'd like to call up all the Chino Youth Museum board members that are present this evening. The Chino Youth Museum opened its doors on December 12, 1999, as a partnership between the City of Chino and the Chino Youth Museum's Board of Directors. This partnership, which began 25 years ago, has enriched the lives of thousands of families and continues to do so today. The building itself has a rich history. Built in 1897 as the first national bank, it still features the original bank vault door and teller windows. Over the years, it's been home to several tenants, including Herb's Hardware, before becoming the beloved museum we know today. The Chino Youth Museum is truly a miniature version of Chino, offering interactive exhibits that allow children to explore, learn, and grow. With areas like the bank, theater, science room, water conservation, media room, farmhouse, and community helpers exhibit, the museum brings learning to life in a fun and engaging way. Each year, approximately 10,000 children and families visit the museum, creating memories that last a lifetime. The museum will celebrate its 25th anniversary in a big way, starting with a special event during the Chino Youth Parade and Fair on December 14th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The museum will transform into Santa's Village, offering games, exhibit playtime, crafts, cookie decorating, and photos with Santa. The Chino Youth Museum's 25th anniversary celebrations will continue throughout 2025, and I encourage everyone to visit and experience the magic for themselves. We have a certificate that I'd like to present, and it reads, Chino Youth Museum's 25th anniversary. The Chino City Council wishes you a very happy 25th anniversary and best wishes for more great years ahead. Thank you for enriching the lives of the children and families in the Chino Valley, presented this day by myself and the City Council. Steve, would you like to introduce your board?
Yes, thank you. I need to borrow that speech. That was great. We have Monica, Alexis, Nancy, Jamie, we got Tori back there, Yvette, Gloria, and Julia, along with Ted. I want to thank you guys very much. We couldn't do it without the support from all the city staff and especially the city council. Your commitment to us is extraordinary. We wouldn't be here without you guys. And you kind of gave us the details on everything. We're going to have cookie decorating. We'll have Christmas ornament making. We'll have Santa and the elves there taking pictures. We'll also have street signs available. We'll have a booth over there. So if you want to come by and check out one of the old original Chino street signs and see what's available, and definitely come by and see what we have available. And see you on the 14th, right after the Christmas parade.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you all for all your work that you do for the museum. Picture, wait. Have to do a photo. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have recognition of the 2024 Chino Sports Legends Youth Volunteer Award winner. This recognition is awarded to an individual who has dedicated a minimum of 5 years as a volunteer to a Chino-based youth sports group. Nominees are considered for their demonstrated leadership, teaching ability, dedication to the youth, sportsmanship, and positive coaching. The 2024 Chino Youth Legends Youth Volunteer Award winner is Mike Garcia of the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation. Mike, do you have family members or other boxing affiliates here? Why don't you have them come up? Come up, family and friends and boxing affiliates. Mike possesses an extraordinary commitment to the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation. He has consistently gone above and beyond, demonstrating skill and an unwavering passion that inspires everyone around him. As a teenager, Mike Garcia met Lou Marino, a founder of the boxing club, who became his mentor and introduced him to the organization at age 15. Since then, Mike has dedicated over 32 years to the club, serving as a voting member, vice president, treasurer, and for the past 5 years, president. Mike continues the legacy of the boxing club's mission, established in the late 1960s by providing a foundation that has positively impacted countless local youth, helping them stay off the streets and build brighter futures. Among his many contributions, 2 moments shine as examples of his leadership. In 2023, Mike revitalized the club's annual Christmas toy drive by securing a $2,000 donation from the helpful Honda people, ensuring boxers and their siblings experienced a joyful holiday season. Earlier this year, he spearheaded the revival of the Boxing Awards banquet, bringing the community together to celebrate achievements after its absence for several years. Mike exemplifies the very qualities we aspire to in our leaders: courage, humility, and an unshakable dedication to making a difference. Congratulations to Mike Garcia, the 2024 Chino Youth Sports Legion Volunteer Award winner. And Mike, I would like to present this plaque to you, acknowledging all of your years of service to the Boxing Foundation.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Do I have to?
Yes. Yes, you do.
I'm not a good speaker, you know that, Mayor. But first
I've
of
known
all,
Mike since he was about this big.
yes. But first of all, let me thank the City Council for all the support you guys give the foundation, especially the board members. Well, without them, we couldn't do much either. And I, the executive board, my family, my nieces, nephews. And yes, this is Nikki. She's our treasurer. Maria's our secretary. And then my nephews and these. She's and my other nephews out there. So thank you. And then the police department, we can't do it without them too. Their help too. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Well, I'll tell you, the boxing club has made such a difference for the kids in our community. I mean, it keeps them off the streets. It helps them learn responsibility and respect for each other and the coaches. I don't think the coaches take any nonsense from the kids, and they insist that they get good grades, that they treat each other with respect. As you'll notice when we have the Boxer of the Year group come up, each one of those young men and women are very respectful, very polite, and very kind. So, Mike, thank you, and thank you all for the work that you do. You're welcome. Let's give him a hand. Pictures. We have a special presentation this evening. We have a presentation of donations from the California Institution for Men to local nonprofits. I'd like to call up CIM Warden Travis Pennington, Public Information Officer Lieutenant Ignacio Vera, and Community Resources Manager Angela Worth. Hi. How are you? Good to see you.
Uh-oh. I thought you were going to say something. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Travis Pennington. I'm the warden here at CIM, and I want to thank the City Council and the Mayor for having us tonight. It just makes this special thing that much more special. So now I'm going to turn the mic over to the Community Resource Manager, Angela.
Hi, good evening. Tonight we're pleased to be able to present some checks to our community partners. These donations were made possible due to our incarcerated population's continued desire to give back to our community. I know we kind of always highlight the negative of the prison being in the city of Chino, but there is some positive impact. And they do give back to the community quite a bit. And thanks to Councilmember Lucio, he made the recommendation for us to come to a city council meeting so that we can kind of highlight those positive things. The first recipient tonight is going to be the HOPE program. And on behalf of the organization, Liz Lara and Michelle Meza are going to be accepting the check. So these checks are going to be from our incarcerated population, do a food sale every quarter. And so for the third quarter of the month of December, they used 2 local eateries. They got food from Juan Pollo and a local donut store. So we're able to make these donations due to those sales. So each of them are going to be receiving, what are they getting tonight? $2,886. Okay. The next organization that we'd like to bring up is the Chino Cowboy Huddle, Pastor Valdez and Coach La Rosa. And last but not least, The Key, another local organization. Here we have Martha Duran, Daniel Morales, and Maite Valenzuela.
Sorry.
And then I guess we're going to do a photo op with the check.
Oh, okay. Fit everybody. See you in the background there. Good to see you too. I wanted to be able to chat, but I know you guys are busy.
Well, thank you so much. Warden Pennington is truly a treasure for our community. He works really well with our police department. And if you ever get a chance, they have the most fantastic Halloween trunk or treat that the staff puts on. It's really fun, and they decorate their cars and everything. It was really a pleasure to be there this year, so thank you. Next, we have the Business of the Month Award. Our December Business of the Month has been a staple in our community since 1995. They've served wonderful Italian meals to residents year after year. For the month of December 2024, we would like to recognize Pizziola Italian Restaurant as our Business of the Month. Now, due to the busy holiday season, owners Tom and Chris DeGrazia are unable to attend tonight's council meeting. However, we still want to take the time to recognize this incredible business. Family owned and operated for 29 years, each Italian meal is made to order from recipes that have been passed down through generations. Patrons comment on the freshness of the ingredients, with one guest saying the food is bursting with flavor, perfectly cooked, and beautifully plated. The team at Pizziola is top-notch and always eager to make each visit memorable and strive to make guests feel right at home. They even have an in-house sommelier who has created an extensive wine list to pair with their incredible dishes. Pizziola has also been featured in the Los Angeles Times, the Daily Bulletin, the Riverside Press Enterprise, and Inland Empire magazine. They also have no shortage of esteemed awards, such as the Sterling Silver Award from Southern California Restaurant Writers Association, Gold Award of Excellence from the Southern California Restaurant Writers Association, and an Award of Excellence from Wine Spectator, among others. To say Pizziola is a must-visit restaurant in Chino is an understatement. We look forward to many more years of delicious Italian meals here in our city. The City of Chino congratulates Pizziola Italian Restaurant for being our December 2024 Business of the Month recipient, and their plaque will be delivered to them shortly after this council meeting. So let's give them a hand, even though they couldn't be here. Okay, next we have the Mayor's Home Beautification Award for December. I'd like to call up Bertha Garcia of Cypress Avenue. We have a certificate of recognition for you for your beautiful coach at 12400 Cypress Avenue, space number 28. Thank you for the continued improvement and maintenance of your home, resulting in a substantial contribution to the overall appearance of the community. Here's a certificate for you. We also have a picture of your coach, which I believe is also on the screen. We have a lapel pin and a pen and pencil set. And we have the coveted yard sign.
Yes.
I had to write my speech.
Oh, that's okay. You want me to hold on?
Thank you.
Okay.
It's very
All
short.
right. Got it.
Okay. Thank you so much for this honor. We take a great pride in our home and are thrilled to contribute to the beauty of our community. It's a privilege to be recognized, and we're grateful to be a part of such a wonderful, great community, which is our city of Chino.
Great.
Thank you.
Very much. Well, thank you for your obvious pride of ownership. We appreciate it very much, and I'm sure your neighbors do too, and I'm sure they'll be very jealous.
Thank you.
Let's get a picture.
For sure.
Thank you, Bertha. Thank you. City Manager Linda Wright, do we have any agenda additions or revisions?
No changes, Mayor.
Okay, next are public announcements. Tree lighting ceremony and the Santa's workshop. I'd like to kick off the holiday season by inviting the community to attend the annual tree lighting ceremony and Santa's workshop. Join me, our council, and our commissioners for a magical evening on Saturday, December 7th from 4 to 8 p.m. with the tree lighting ceremony at 6 p.m. right here at Chino City Lawn. Together, we'll light the tree, take photos with Santa, decorate cookies, write letters to Santa, enjoy food and other vendors, and take part in holiday crafts. For more information, please visit cityofchino.org/tree lighting. The following Saturday, December 14th, I'd like to invite the community to join us for a beloved Chino tradition, the Chino Youth Christmas Parade and Fair from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The parade will feature decorated entries celebrating the talents of Chino's youth and will be followed by a free holiday fair and carnival at City Hall. Additionally, the Chino Youth Museum will be celebrating its 25th anniversary as it transforms to Santa's Village from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, please visit cityofchino.org/parade. I'm also excited to announce that the submission window is now open for the 2024 Holiday Home Decorating Contest. Chino residents are invited to show off their holiday cheer by submitting a photo of their decorated home. Your photos and addresses will help create a Chino holiday home map for public viewing and will be entered into an online poll for public voting to find the top 2024 Chino holiday home. Please note, photo submissions are open from December 1st to December 13th, with public voting from December 14th to the 20th. For more details and contest rules, please visit cityofchino.org/holiday home. And lastly, I'd like to inform you about the upcoming holiday schedule. Please note that City Hall and most city facilities will observe a holiday closure or have limited hours starting December 24th, with normal hours resuming on January 2nd. Additionally, if your regular waste management collection falls on December 25th, 26th, or 27th, services will be delayed by 1 day. The same one-day delay will apply the following week for collections scheduled on January 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. Next on our agenda is public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the council on items that do not appear elsewhere. My first written request to speak is Pastor Roy Robbins from the Christ Lutheran Church of Chino. He's going to provide us with an invocation, and I invite all those who would like to participate to please stand.
Thank you, Mayor Ulo. I should call you here. Thank you for the opportunity to pray over this meeting this evening, and I'd like to wish everyone here a blessed Christmas season. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening asking for your guidance and wisdom as this meeting begins. Often our lives can be a blur during the holidays. Help us to slow down to enjoy this season. Thank you for the leadership represented here in these chambers, but also for those behind the scenes who tend to the business of Chino each and every day. Fill us with compassion and insight as decisions are made that affect our city and the surrounding communities. Help us to always have a keen eye for the least of these. And may our compassion spur us to action. Remind us that all that is accomplished here this evening is for your glory and for the service of our community and beyond. Father, your grace and mercy sustain us always. Bring to mind the past and let it remind us that you never fail. May thy kingdom come and thy will be done here as in heaven. Lord, may it be so. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. Okay. Next written request to speak is from Donna Marchese. Donna? Her subject is WEASA.
West End Animal Services Agency.
All right.
Got it?
WESA.
Yeah, is that what you're calling it? Okay, well,
WEASA? Okay, WEASA.
Vyasa?
Yasa.
Vyasa, okay.
For now.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and City Council. I know we've got, we're trying to work on a meeting with Mr. Burton to go over some questions and concerns we have, but I thought I'd bring some up tonight, just to let you know what we're thinking out here. I'm wondering when the contract with Inland Valley ends with Chino. So he'll get back to us. They're working on it, I know. Will Chino still have a contract with Inland Valley while they are getting the new shelter and its services up and running? So to avoid a disruption of service. So are they going to be running at the same time, I'm hoping? Because I'm hearing Ontario's dead in the water next June. So, but that's what I'm hearing. Will the new shelter have more than one vet on staff at a time? We were shown an org chart at the last WIASA meeting and told it included a vet. A vet isn't going to work for all the work that we need done. So we're hoping that there's going to be more than a vet. Okay? And our group, Feral Cat Friends, enjoys a wonderful relationship with Inland Valley. They let us make reservations and bring in more cats than the normal resident can do. So I'm hoping we get that same kind of relationship with this new WIASA.
Okay.
And another thing, can we get the public comments for the WIASA meetings upped or kept at 3 minutes, if not more? According to Chairman Leon, it's Chairman Leon, right? He cut it down to 2 minutes. And he said it's because that's what they do in Ontario.
Well, WEASA is going to have their own rules.
Okay, well, can we kind of promote or
I'm sure they will.
suggest, yeah, because 2 minutes doesn't get you much time.
No, it doesn't. I agree.
So,
Okay.
Okay,
Donna,
okay.
I'm sure that Kurt will find out the details since he's our representative on that organization.
okay, so just so you guys also know what we're thinking about, okay?
Appreciate it. Uh-huh.
Okie dokie, thank you. Bye.
And thank you for all the work that you're doing on the feral cats, too.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, next written request is more WEASA. Terry Carver.
Good evening, Mary. So we're so happy to see you up there again.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for the lovely Christmas spirit that we probably all need to have right now. So we very much appreciate it. My name's Terry Carver. I'm with Feral Cat Friends. We're a small group of local residents that have banded together a year ago to try to help the overpopulation of feral cats in our city. As of a year ago, in November, we have done over, conservatively, 250 cats, and that would work out to be in the time frame that they could be pregnant or the males could be out impregnating. We have probably kept over 1,500 to 2,000 cats in Chino from becoming pregnant. So we've been working pretty hard, and we're very proud of our small little group of now 12. And we don't charge to do it. We just ask that the residents here that we TNR help pay and we try to find vouchers and things to also help them with the funds. But my concerns for tonight are the progress of the new WISA shelter related to TNR. My understanding in there's going to be a temporary shelter, and it's the first leg of the building of the shelter. And it was mentioned that it may not be able to facilitate TNR. If this is true, this will set back the progress of TNRing in Chino and other cities involved. Our community here in Chino have stepped up seeking help with the overpopulation of feral cats. That's why we're at the numbers we're at. Without their support and the support of you, the City Council, and a shelter, our accomplishments to continue to reduce that will make it difficult to our progress to TNR. And this is just what we fear. I would like to suggest there is a solution to being able to offer a way to continue TNR while the shelter is being built. There are many avenues to explore in contracting mobile TNR agencies to come in and spay and neuter 35 to 40 cats a day. We, as well as other entities, could recommend resources to fill in the much-needed progress to continue TNR in our cities. Thank you.
Terry, have you shared this information with Councilman Burton?
No, we haven't had a chance. A little bit at the WISA meeting, but we would like to have a little more of a conversation with him, yeah.
Okay. I would suggest that perhaps, Kurt, you set up a meeting
Some of
with
this
them.
was, hearsay. We're not
Sure.
sure this is what's happening, but we are concerned.
I would also like to ask, maybe at our next council meeting, that we have a verbal report from staff on the status of what's happening with WIASA. I think that would be good for our community to know. Thank
We
you very much.
appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Okay, those are the only written requests I have to speak. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda? Okay, seeing none. We have a routine here that we do, and that is if there are students in the audience that are here for a class or badge on scouting or whatever, I ask you to come up and introduce yourself. And I think we have a couple of students in the audience. Do we? Ladies, are you students here for a project? Yes. No? Okay. Put them on the spot, doggone it. Well, rats, blew that one. Shucks. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a consent calendar. Do any council members wish to have anything pulled? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion in a second. Almost got you up here. Okay, we have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Comstock, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. Who are we missing? Mine didn't take. Natalie, mine's not working. Nope. Let me try this. Okay, had to use the clicker. Item passes unanimously. Next, under new business, item number 5. Amendment number 5, cooperative agreement between the City of Chino and San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, also called SBCTA, for the interchange improvements at Central Avenue and State Route 60. This is to appropriate $620,440 to the Transportation Fund 320 from the General Fund 100 reserves, and approve Amendment Number 5 to the cooperative agreement between the City of Chino and SPCTA. Staff report this evening will be provided by Michelle Henson, our Senior Engineer, and Hajan Lee, our Director of Public Works.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. Tonight, I will provide a background, amendment details, and project costs for Project R7200. The Central Avenue Overpass project at State Route 60 has been a crucial project for easing traffic congestion in the City of Chino and San Bernardino County region. The project scope involves widening the eastbound and westbound ramps and the Central Avenue Bridge overpass, Improvements were made to the hardscaping and landscaping, as well as the addition of street lighting. The San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, or SBCTA, is the lead agency. On October 1st, 2013, the City of Chino entered into a memorandum of understanding with SBCTA to outline the project's terms. On July 15, 2014, the City Council approved a cooperative agreement between the City and SBCTA. The co-op agreement designates SBCTA as the lead agency responsible for project management, planning, environmental documentation, design, right-of-way acquisition, and construction. SBCTA was also tasked with selecting and managing the consultant teams and coordinating with Caltrans for property acquisition. The original co-op agreement also established cost shares for the project. The original total estimated project cost was $20,591,000, of which the city's fair share was $12,493,964. A total of 4 amendments have been processed on the agreement between 2017 and 2020 to address changes and issues occurring during the project's development. In September of 2024, a ribbon-cutting ceremony was held, marking a milestone for project completion. Construction of the project is mostly complete and presently is addressing punch list items identified by the city. In March of 2024, the project entered into a one-year landscape establishment period. SBCTA is also working to procure a 4-year construction and landscape maintenance contract for the extended landscape maintenance period, and they are scheduling to issue a notice to proceed on this contract by February 2025, prior to the end of the one-year establishment period. Due to the rising labor and material costs, SBCTA has identified a shortfall of $425,224 for the extended landscape maintenance. As noted on this slide, the city's share of landscape maintenance costs identified in the original co-op agreement was $195,216. The forecasted shortfall to cover the extended landscape maintenance period is $425,224, which brings the total city share of landscape maintenance costs to $620,440. SBCTA further identified anticipated cost savings in other budget categories, such as project and construction management, which has led to a net increased contribution of $405,441 required from the city as contemplated in this amendment number 5. Amendment number 5 brings the total city cost share to $16,921,957 and establishes a maximum contract amount of $36,891,327. Shown on this slide, the development impact fee funds have been allocated to the project. DIF funds may be utilized towards preliminary engineering, design, and construction, but cannot be utilized for maintenance. Therefore, the original landscape maintenance budget of $195,216 and the additional $425,244, for a total of $620,440, will be allocated from the general fund reserves to fully cover the maintenance costs. As a result, the DIF budget will have a surplus as the previously appropriated landscape budget is no longer required. Once the project costs are reconciled and final invoices are processed, any unused balances will be returned to these funds. With these actions, the revised budget for R7200 will be $18,419,384. Staff therefore recommends that City Council appropriate $620,440 to the Transportation Fund 320 from the General Fund Reserves, increase the budget for Project R7200 Central Avenue State Route 60 improvements by the same amount for a total budget not to exceed $18,419,384. Approve Amendment 5 to the cooperative agreement between the City of Chino and SBCTA, and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents on behalf of the city. Hayden and myself, as well as representatives from SBCTA, are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Michelle, I have a question. Why did the landscape maintenance cost triple?
Good evening, Mayor. As you know, in the last 4 years, the construction costs have outpaced even our consumer price index. In the last 10 years, labor costs have gone up exponentially, And I think that's just how the big prices of the landscape maintenance contract has come.
Boy, we're getting hit all the way around, aren't we? From 195,000 to 620,000?
Yes.
Okay, are there any comments from the audience?
I would like to introduce members from SBCTA, Paul Melagotone, and if you'd like to come and address the council. And I know one of the concerns that we've been hearing about, one concern regarding the rock on the ramps.
Yes.
We've been talking with SBCTA. We are in the process of coming up with an action plan on how we're going to be able to mediate that. And would you like to speak further on that, Paul?
Sure. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thanks for having me here. We were made aware of the concerns about the rocks being on the roadway. So we've been working closely with city staff. And at this point, what we're thinking is currently we have still some landscaping work to be completed. Our contractor installed some plants and irrigation. Our construction management team didn't find that to be sufficient, meaning that the plants weren't thriving. So they were requested to put some new plants in. So we have a lot of vehicles coming in and out of the rock area and the roadway, and we're thinking that the rocks are being tracked by the contractor. So we've instructed the contractor, hey, when you're in the infield area, when you come out, make sure you look for rocks and sweep and do that appropriately. So we're keeping a close eye on it. If the issue continues, we'll talk some more in huddle and come up with some other solutions. We have some solutions in our back pocket we're going to keep.
I don't think the rocks are going to work out well, because anytime anybody drives in there, those rocks are going to be thrown out onto the driving area.
Right.
Is there any way to remove them and do like a stamped colored concrete or something?
Mayor, that could be a possibility. That discussion will have to be taken to SBCA management. So if you'd like, I could set up a meeting with staff to kind of start the discussion and so
I
on.
think that's a good idea, because those rocks just are not going to stay there. Anytime anybody drives on them, they know they're going to scatter.
Right, the way it is now, it's the roadway and then the rocks right
Right.
there. So it's similar design we've used in other interchanges, but certainly hear your concerns about the rocks being on the where the vehicles are driving. So,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Curtis?
You'd mentioned that the plants that were placed into that area are not working out. Is this the first time they've done that and they don't know that's the way it is with that particular plant? Or what's happening with that?
It's part of the process. So we have specifications on the size plants, and so the contractor is obliged to give us a 1 year, what we call planned establishment period, to make sure that when they install the plants, they survive for a year. So if they survive for a year, that means they're established. And actually, next year we'll be signing a contract, and that's the cost increase that we're asking for here is an additional 4 years that will control the maintenance of the landscaping, make sure that when Caltrans takes over, the plants are well established and they'll thrive for years to come. So our resident engineer and construction team went out there to inspect the plants. Didn't meet the criteria per se. They weren't thriving, brown, they were dying. So as part of the requirement of the contract, we had to ask them to replace the.
So is that costing us additional money, or is that part of the contract?
It's the obligation of the contractor to make sure that they survive. So.
Any other questions? Karen?
Mayor, I agree with your comments about the rocks. I mean, I've received several complaints about them. There needs to be some sort of, I think, buffer between the roadway. I was asked by somebody why people pull over there, and there's just a multitude of reasons when people are getting off the freeway. It could be something as simple as they've spilled a drink, or they're having a problem with a child. That's such a wide open space. It lends itself to cars pulling over there, as compared to when it was just an ice plant and you really couldn't drive in it because you would just get stuck in it. So now it lends itself to, before you get completely off the freeway, if you want to shoot right through and get back on the freeway after your issue is dealt with, number one. Number two, I think this is a beautiful piece of transportation improvement in a very important section of our city. So I want to thank everybody who worked on this, including SBCTA, for bringing this construction to our community. There were two former members of the City Council, including Glenn Duncan and Mayor Dennis Yates, who talked about this project coming as members of this board before, and even jokingly probably somehow talking about never really being able to see it. And I think if they were alive today, they would be very proud of it, of this construction. It's certainly helping with queuing. On Central Avenue, this is a very important piece of construction, too, for public safety circulation. This area of town had gotten so congested that if you came out of the police department or a fire or ambulance is going to or from the hospital, it became very difficult in an emergency situation to traverse this part of Central Avenue. Now with the striations on the side, allowing for emergency vehicle traffic, for traffic to yield, it's a big, not just improvement to our queuing, but also public safety circulation, which we tried to avoid. And if you had to avoid it during peak hours of the day, those minutes mean life-saving minutes to people. So the last thing I'd like to say is one of the markers traveling northbound on Central Avenue for the westbound traffic exit, City Manager Reich, still was damaged probably from a traffic collision of a car coming off westbound. I don't know if that's been repaired, but I just want to make sure we include that. That's our responsibility, sir, to the repairs of this area as part of the landscaping. So those are my comments. I think former council members would be pleased to see this done. The community, it's taking the queuing away. Certainly help with some congestion up there, as well as public safety circulation, and just a few improvements need to be done. But it looks good.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you for coming this evening as well.
Sure.
Okay, if there's no other comments or questions, then I would entertain a motion in a second. Okay, we need a second. We have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Comstock, second from Councilman Lucio. Please vote. Item passes unanimously. Next on the agenda is mayor and council reports. Mine is extremely short this evening. Wednesday, November 21st, I attended the Water Facilities Agency Board of Directors. That same day, we had the West End Mayor's Roundtable and the Legislative Committee meeting with Mayor Pro Tem Comstock and myself. On Saturday, November 23rd, I attended the Chino Community Theater's 40th anniversary. Their very first production was in 1984, and it was Harvey, which was held at the Community Building on 10th and B. A few years later is when they moved into the current building on 7th Street. It was a very, very fun evening. A lot of memories were shared, and a lot of the past performers were there to celebrate the 40th anniversary, so it was a lot of fun. Today I met with Linda and staff on some issues. And with that, I'll just remind everybody on this coming Saturday, we have the Reindeer Romp Run, 5K run and walk, and that starts at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, we have the tree lighting, which was already mentioned, and then our parade on the 14th. Mayor Pro Tem Comstock.
Thank you, Mayor. On November 18th, I attended a community meeting along with Councilmember Burton with Mr. Nigg regarding some construction development projects. Actually, I caught that out of my last meeting. I'm sorry, I'm reading this out of my calendar. I attended the West End Mayor's Roundtable meeting with you, Mayor, on the 21st. And then later that day, the Legislative Policy Committee meeting along with you. And then on the 25th, I attended my one-on-one with the city manager. And that brings me to actually December 2nd, where I attended a Cal City's Legislative Bylaws Committee meeting up in the city of Rancho Cucamonga. And then my one-on-one with city staff on that day as well. And then to today's meeting, Mayor. And that concludes my report for tonight.
Okay, Councilman Burton.
Thank you very much, Mayor. On the 20th, I attended the Planning Commission meeting. On the 22nd, I met with one of the directors from Chaffey College in reference to some signage that the college themselves would like to see in the city, directing people to the college itself. And then I attended the Cal Cities meeting with staff out in the city of Highland. On the 23rd, I attended a ribbon cutting for a Save Station AED down at Ayala Park with the mayor and with Councilman Flores. It's a kind of a neat idea to have an AED actually down at Ayala Park, very close to Dennis Yates football stadium and the YMCA. We were there with the fire department. What a great idea to have something like that, a life-saving device down there at a park in the event that it is needed. So that was a great event. On the 24th, I attended the Gobbler Gloves Youth Boxing event. And then on December 2nd, I met with a resident about future development in the city, and also my one-on-one with the city manager. In reference to the West End Animal Services Agency, Donna and Terry, I hear you. I'm ready to meet with you and we can schedule that. The next regular meeting for this new organization is this Thursday, December 5th at 9 a.m. at the City of Ontario City Council Chambers. So I encourage anybody that would like to attend that, please go up and ask questions. It's brand new, folks. We are still trying to work some things out. We just hired an executive director. He will be named at Thursday's meeting. So we're really, really excited about what's coming up for the future of this organization. I think you're going to be very, very pleased. And Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, Councilman Flores.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I'm gonna keep mine pretty short, Mayor. I just want to give just a message. You know, I think this is such a great time. When December comes around, it's just, I don't know, it gets me really excited and pretty thankful. I look up into the crowd and we have a lot of new faces, joining the team. A lot of people promoting. We have our fire board members back there. We have some of our community commissioners back there. Student turned commissioner, right? I look at our police department. We look at the prison and to the warden out there. Let's not forget the support you had for the boxing. For our boxing foundation as well. Last week and a half there was just a lot of Thanksgiving food food drives that were happening. From Food for Life to the Fraga team to Isaiah's Rock. Just a special time to be alive in the city of Chino right now. So. Mayor, that concludes my comments. I'm just in a season of thankfulness, and all glory to God.
Okay. Councilman Lucio.
Just to piggyback off of that, I was on the 23rd. I did attend the Frogger Realty All-American Car Wash in the city of Chino food giveaway. I'll tell you, looking back, a few years back when I first started off, this was a lot. Thanks to the city and everybody, a lot more organized. There's a lot of need out there because at the same time we were doing this, they were also doing one at the same time. I think it was the Life, Food for Life, at the same time. So the need right now is so great for people. So I really just encourage anybody in the community, if you can give, if it's toys, if it's clothes, it's just the right time. And I mean, our city has always been really kind of a driving force to make sure that we instill that in our community. I had the opportunity to bring my kids out there. They were out there giving food away as well, and I think they really enjoyed spending that time out there. So I just want to say thank you for everybody that participated in that and all the food giveaways that occurred, this past, or I should say right before Thanksgiving. I hope everybody spent a great Thanksgiving with their families. My former department suffered some losses, with a couple of suicides in 2 days. So I just want to say, make sure that if you have family members that are struggling, please make sure that you reach out to them. One of those individuals that passed away, just so happened to be working the station area where my parents lived, and actually responded out when my dad died, and was really instrumental in comforting my mom, and then even the station brought donuts and coffee because he knew everybody was coming. And it's just a shame that nobody was there for him, obviously in his time of need. So make sure that if you have loved ones out there, that you really reach out to them, especially if they're struggling. And this is the time that people unfortunately take their lives. So I just wanted to make sure that message gets out there. If people are struggling, please help them out. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager Reich, anything this evening?
No report, Mayor.
City Attorney Galante.
No report, thank you.
Police Chief Menson.
Good evening, Mayor. I'd like to call up Corporal Navarro. He's also a board member of our Chino Police Officers Association, so he could talk about the kids, cops, and Santa sleigh that we have going on. So,
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. So our new sleigh was unveiled last year. I'm sure you have all seen it. It's very nice and large. Members of our police department sign up with their families to go and attend these nights through December. There's several nights that officers have signed up. It's actually completely full, so we're adding days to those. But they go on this sleigh and they go throughout the community with lights and sirens and go and engage the community. We recently, just last night, went to the newly annexed areas of our community and met with new members of now our jurisdiction and community, and they were extremely grateful just for our time and efforts, because this is the first time for most of them that they've seen law enforcement in a positive light. We went out, handed out candy canes, and just spent a good chunk of our time with them, and they're welcoming us to our new area, and they're looking forward to that. It's been about 43 years, if my math is correct, from when we first started this sleigh event. It started out of the back of a police car, so it's gotten much bigger, as our community has too, and as it continues to grow, we look forward to cherishing that support from our community.
I know my kids sure looked forward to it when they were little. It was always fun to hear those sirens coming. Everybody runs out to the street. I think it's just such a great event that you guys do.
Yeah. And like Corporal Alex Wright said last year, if you guys see our sirens and you're out in the community, if you guys don't see the sleigh, it's probably because we're doing something else, so please stay inside. On that note, for the community members that don't actually see the sleigh, but they hear us and they hear the PAs being addressed, and you guys want us to come by, you can call our non-emergency line and request for us to come by, and if we have time, we'll be more than happy to do that.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm extremely proud of, I had on my meetings today with the association, extremely proud of the work that they're doing, and especially this time of the year. And the sleighs is just one example. So like tonight, we have the new sleigh and the old sleigh, and both of the sleighs are being used right now. And so from a Stuff the Sleigh event to the other one that's over at an event over off of Magnolia in Joaquin. So, the work that they're doing, and it's not coming from the top down, it's from them doing it, and they're telling me all the different events that they're participating in. So I'm very proud of the work that they're doing and giving back to the community.
You know what, Kevin, it makes such a difference in our community because the community feels close to the PD. And again, in the last couple of years when there was defund the police and all of that, our community went, oh, absolutely not. We love our police. So it shows. Thank you very much for being involved in the community.
And then I want to talk about a recent scam that's taking place. We've had several of them now here in the city. It's a grand theft of a person. And so what it's doing is we're having these suspects, they're approaching shoppers as they're shopping in a shopping center, and they attempt to offer them jewelry, and to one point they'll even go up and start putting the jewelry around their neck or around their wrist, and at the same time they're actually stealing their actual jewelry that they're wearing. And so it's absolutely terrible because this jewelry is a lot of, not only the value of the jewelry, but a lot of personal value and sentiment value for what they're wearing. And so we've had several of these. We're going to be posting some tips on our social media pages. I talked about it at the senior center last week or 2 weeks ago when we did our Thanksgiving senior luncheon. I talked about it with that group to be careful, and just the tips I want to talk about is just maintain a safe distance from strangers and be cautious of anyone offering unsolicited items or services. Don't buy anything from anybody in a parking lot, or be very careful people approaching you. Stay aware of your surroundings and keep personal belongings secure. And if you notice anything suspicious, obviously call 911 and we will respond. So,
Kevin, I noticed you're already using the reader board for the retail theft team.
Thank you, Mayor.
Is there any way that you can use that same reader board to give a warning about anybody approaching for jewelry?
Those are challenging just because we're limited on the number of characters. And so even what we have on there now, it is limited. I will say we do have extra personnel, extra officers that are out working in these shopping centers. And we had one incident that occurred today, and we have the technology, the real-time crime center, our cameras, our LPRs, that we are going to do everything we can to track down these suspects and arrest them.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you
Chief,
for having the reader board out.
One thing, I know you just touched on it, but can you just, for the benefit of the audience and those watching, give them a snapshot of our retail theft unit that's out there currently working our shopping centers?
Yeah, we have 2 officers that are assigned specifically, and I talked about that at the last meeting, assigned to retail theft. So it's them along with other officers that we've reassigned during this time. And it's everywhere from extra patrols, high visibility, to the shopping centers, working with our loss prevention agents. They've met with them, they have a good relationship with them, now working with them. And a lot of these thieves, they're repeat offenders. They're going from regionally and they're coming into the city. So there's these loss prevention agents, they know who they are, and they immediately inform us that even though they haven't committed a theft yet, they inform us and give us a heads up that they're there, on top of the signboards. So it's really a lot of different areas that we're addressing it to hopefully reduce it. And it worked last year when we did this. We were able to really significantly decrease the retail theft during the holiday season. I think we'll be able to do it again this year.
Kevin, and are you able to say what shopping centers some of these things are occurring in so people have an idea?
I know there was one that was a couple weeks ago up in the Albertsons at Central and Philadelphia. Do you know where the one today? And the 2 of them today or the one today and then the other one was down in the Spectrum area. So it's not one general area. It's been, like I said, we had one up north and these 2 were down south.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Do we have any directors that have a report? Of course, Janine does.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. I have 3 updates for you tonight. First of all, I wanted to address if you see any construction activities in Philadelphia and Pipeline area, that's in the county area, but it's in a sphere of influence. It's actually the county doing the work. And they be coming from Philadelphia all the way down to basically the southern sphere, and they're doing street rehab, ADA ramp installation, and storm drain installation. So if you see the work going out there, that's the county doing the work. So we've been invited to their coordination meeting, so our staff is also engaged with their staff to monitor the construction activities. Yes, so that's one. And number
I'm
2,
sorry, that was Philadelphia and East End or Pipeline?
Pipeline.
Great, thank you.
Yes. Another one is some of our community members and our water customers might have received a letter that looks something similar to this. And I just wanted to bring it to the attention that I don't want it to create a false alarm that our water is completely safe to drink, but this letter was a requirement as a result of, if you recall what happened in Flint, Michigan, with the lead service lines and lead transmission lines about 10 years ago, and they had some water quality issues. So EPA and Division of Drinking Water have come up with the legislation, and we had to do an investigation in our water system and our water service lines on our side of the meter and the customer side of the meter, and we had to report that. And some of the language that the legislation had was they call it a galvanized requiring replacement. It's a legal term that's in the legislation, but we suspect that we don't have any lead service lines, but there are some lines we were uncertain whether there was ever lead. But that doesn't mean that we had lead. It's just we were uncertain. So the next phase of the investigation that we're working on is to doing process of elimination by looking at our records to make sure that we never had lead service lines in our system. And most likely, we could probably get off this list of GRR, galvanized requiring replacement list. So I just want to bring that to the attention of the community. There is no concern right now with the water quality at all. We're in the process of doing further investigation to make sure that that designation is eliminated.
Okay, hi Jen. If there's an older part of our community that has old pipes, are they required to test their pipes that are on their side of the property?
We have systematically sampled about 20 to 24% on a track, and most of them we did not find any lead.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's good news, and it is stated in here that we have found no lead, but some of the GRR, it's a legislation term, is if we were not certain that we ever had lead, we are required to notify the customer.
Okay,
So-
so if you do find any recognition of it, you'll notify the customer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And number three, update I want to provide to you is, as you know, we've been adding to our department. We have a very robust and ambitious capital improvement program, and we want to be able to deliver excellent projects for the community. So in response to that, we have onboarded our CIP engineering manager. So I want to introduce you, Michelle Chapman. Our new engineering manager. She's been here 3 weeks. This is her week 4. And even in that short periods of time, she's already made a huge impact in our CIP program and just working with our staff and establishing some of the standards. And we're working on standards, as you know. So we're going to be working on that as a top priority as a part of their team. And I want to introduce you, Michelle Chapman.
Thank you, Council. I'm really excited to work with the community and to work with this team. So far, everyone has been very welcoming, and I'm really excited to work on all these large-scale projects. So thank you very much.
Where did you come from, Michelle?
I came from the City of Whittier. So I was working for the City of Whittier as their senior civil engineer for about 6 years. Prior to that, I worked in the private consulting in design, engineering design for 8 years.
Well, welcome to Chino. I think you're going to really enjoy this family.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Hajin.
And as a welcome present to her first day, I gave her some orchids because I was able to keep my orchid alive for a whole year. So she is challenged to keep that orchid alive just as long as I did. And that was a gift to me from the staff when I started. So
Is
everything grows in Chino, and it really does bloom really well.
Not orchids.
Is this a new requirement for Public Works?
We want to make sure everything thrives here.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So thank you.
Okay. I think we have Battalion Chief Jeremy here this evening.
Good evening, everyone. Jeremy Alt, Deputy Chief with the Fire District. And briefly, in spirit with the gratitude that's already been discussed tonight and opportunities to serve, I have a few announcements about activities from the Fire District. The Chino Valley Fire District, in partnership with our Fire Foundation and the professional firefighters, will host the annual Seniors Lunch at the Senior Center this Thursday on the 5th. Chino Valley Fire District participates in the annual Spark of Love toy drive. The community is encouraged to donate unwrapped toys and sports equipment. You can drop that off at any one of our fire stations all the way up until December 24th. Those toys are then redistributed to charities within our community, so all that stays here. The Fire Foundation is also having our annual Stuff the Boot and Toy Drive on December 8th, beginning at 10 a.m. Down at the Spectrum. You'll see us in front of like Walmart and Sam's and all scattered throughout. Opportunity for the community to give to the foundation and to donate toys as well. It's important for everyone to understand that those funds and those toys, they benefit our local residents with our educational programs. Also, even if some of our residents have a fire in their home, for example, we've been able to help community members with food and clothing and hotel rooms and those kinds of things. And then finally, we want to encourage everyone to participate on December 11th. We'll be hosting, again, our annual Make a Child Smile event at the Walmart. Starts that morning. We have an opportunity to partner with the school district and multiple other public agencies and personnel. We have an opportunity to walk around with family members and students who have an opportunity to purchase gifts for those loved ones. And it's always really special to walk around with a child that spends all their money on other people. Yeah. And it's just a delight to be part of that. So thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Jeremy. You know, we have a very, very blessed community. We have a lot of organizations that give back. Our own population, our own residents are awfully, awfully generous to each other and to the entire community. So I want to thank all of you for everything that you do, that you care so much. Our staff is very, very caring. PD's absolutely outstanding. We're very proud of the work that you do. And everyone else that's here. I mean, we're just a blessed community all the way around. Very thankful for all of you. With that, we will adjourn to our regular meeting on December 17th at 6 p.m. And again, remember this Saturday is our tree lighting ceremony, so we hope that you all come out. With that, we are adjourned.
Can't wait to see that tree.